I wanted to take just a couple minutes and send this video to you guys. My heart has been so stirred. I believe the Lord is doing, and He's on the brink of doing some major things at River Tree. One of the areas that I have felt challenged in my spirit is our arena of worship. And I just want to talk to you about this a little bit. And I'm probably going to talk about it soon on a Sunday morning, but I just actually felt like almost compelled today to just record this video and send it to you so that you have time to chew on it before you even get there this Sunday. Worship on Sunday morning, what's it about and what's the purpose? I was reading earlier just in 2 Samuel chapter 6, and I think I shared on this just a few weeks ago, but it's the story of King David as he's bringing the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem. And this is what it records. It says that David, he goes with the Levites and the priests, and they're suited up properly, and they're carrying the Ark on their shoulders. And every 6 steps, David stops, and he makes this enormous sacrifice. And it records in 2 Samuel 6, and you can read this. It says that David is dancing with all of his might before the Ark of the Covenant. And as they come into the city, Michal, his wife, Saul's daughter, looks out the window and she sees David dancing. And he's stripped down as he's dancing before the Lord with all of his might. And she's offended in her heart watching him. And the people are blowing shofars and the people are dancing and they're celebrating, right? David comes into his house later that night and Michal, his wife, she's like, why did you dance half naked in front of these slave girls, right? And David, he says this incredible thing towards the end of 2 Samuel chapter 6. And this is what he says. He says, I will be more undignified than this in my worship, even to the point where I myself am humiliated. And I want you to just think about that for a minute. Imagine worshiping the Lord to a capacity that it actually embarrasses you. Not just the people around you, but it actually embarrasses you yourself. So he says, even I will be humiliated, but to these slave girls, by them I will be honored because of his worship and because of how fully he gives himself to the Lord. And this is just what I've been feeling in regards to River Tree. You all, myself, as a family, I just believe that we need to change the way that we're thinking about worship, right? I actually believe that on Sunday mornings, our worship should be undignified, that River Tree Church should be a place of undignified worship, that the people watching from the windows like Michal, the ones that aren't involved, are offended by our worship. Not in the sense that like we've done something offensive, but they can't understand our passion. They can't relate to our zeal. And I just want to encourage you in that. God has called you to be undignified in your worship. And I want you to think about this for a minute. Do you think David and the people walking in front of the Ark of the Covenant, the people celebrating, blowing the trumpets, were they there for themselves? Were they celebrating because of something they wanted? Or were they there? Were they celebrating and dancing and pouring their hearts out because they wanted the presence of God to come into their city? It wasn't for them. It was in honor of the one that they were bringing in. And I just want to say this, like I believe our worship is supposed to be undignified because we are ushering in the presence of God. We're coming in on Sunday mornings and we're not saying, hey, this is about me. I hope they sing the songs that I want sung. I want to feel a certain way. It is about coming in on Sunday mornings and passionately and zealously worshiping God with all of our hearts and with all of our beings because He is the one that's coming. We are pouring ourselves out to Him with one desire. Would you come and fill this place? Would you come and fill this place? Would you come and live in our city? Would you come and live in our building? Would you come and set up home here at River Tree? So I'm just challenging you, each and every one of you, when you come in this Sunday morning, just be undignified in your worship. Seek to move God's heart with your worship. It is not about you. It's about pouring your heart out to Him and trying to bring Him into this place, honoring Him with so much of yourself, but He can't help but respond by pouring out His presence. presence. I'm telling you, I'm just convinced that if we can get this hard and we can begin walking in this, something is going to shift. Something crazy is going to start happening in our worship times. And I just, so yeah, I guess I'm just here, and I know I'm passionate right now, and some of you are probably like, oh my gosh, why is he screaming so much? But I'm just amped in my heart. Like I'm telling you, and I'm going to share this on a Sunday morning soon. Like I caught a vision a couple weeks ago of what I believe the Lord wants to bring to River Tree, and it's wild. I'm just telling you, like I believe He's wanting to do some wild things, and He's wanting to just release a wildness in our midst. I saw people celebrating all over the sanctuary just in crazy ways. Like I'm talking about somebody sharing a testimony, and there's people jumping up and down, like shaking their fists and screaming and excited about what God is doing, celebrating what's happening in someone else's life. And so yeah, I don't know. I just want to release this, and I want to encourage you. Like it's time for us to get out of the windows. It's time for us to get out of our seats, to stop watching from a distance, and to begin to be undignified ourselves, to begin to release our worship in a new and deeper way. So I'm just encouraging you this Sunday, like just do something. Get out of your seat. Let's get up in the front. Let's open the front. Let's begin to usher that presence in. Let's say, you know what, Jesus, you're worthy of all that I can give you this morning. So maybe you've watched people dance before, and you're like, man, I just wish I could move and do something. Just get out of your seat and move. Just give Him what you have. Yell at the top of your lungs. I don't care. I want your worship to be undignified. I want your worship to be full of passion. And some of you are like, oh, this could get crazy. It could get crazy. And maybe the presence of God just shows up, and maybe He flips us upside down. Maybe His blessings start falling from heaven because we're giving Him all that we are. And I just want to encourage you in that. So I love you guys. I'll see you Sunday morning. Looking forward to it. Blessings. And give it up for my video girl. Why don't you flip the camera around, let them see your beautiful face.
Hi.
There she is.